What's going on, guys? Killer6 back with another Borderlands 3 video for you, and today we're taking a look at the patch notes for the June 25th release of the second patch of this month. And there's some pretty nice changes in here, some things that are going to make a lot of people really happy. So first and foremost, the level cap is increasing from 57 to 60. Now, a lot of people are going to be like, why just 3 levels? I hate that it's only 3 levels, blah, 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 blah. But let me tell you, when you increase something the way that they did in Borderlands 2, what you end up doing is you make people refarm all their gear. If you increase something by 3 levels like they're doing in Borderlands 3, number one, the scaling in Borderlands 3 is infinitely better than the scaling was in Borderlands 2, period, the end. There's no argument about that. Borderlands 2 at endgame, you had millions of damages for the numbered values, and it just got crazy. In Borderlands 3, everything is balanced a lot better in terms of the damage numbers. So if you have a level 57 OPQ system, for example, it's still going to be great at level 60. As a matter of fact, I can tell you, playing through the DLC already, that a level 57 Monarch will take out level 62 enemies without any problem. I'm just letting you know. It's not going to be an issue. And I think these small incremental changes, while they might be annoying to some people, are actually good for the community as a whole. And you can argue amongst yourselves in the chat if you like, but that's my take on it. You don't have to agree with me. As a matter of fact, I'm all ears if you want to make a case for something else. All right, now getting into some of the other stuff. They're adding 3 new Guardian ranks. Groundbreaker, melee, or slam attacks will trigger an aftershock, dealing 25% of non-melee damage you have dealt over the last 5 seconds. So what that means is, let's say you hit an enemy with a rocket launcher and you do 5 million damage, for example. Then you melee the next enemy. You are going to do 25% of that 5 million in a melee attack on the next enemy. This is a really good skill. I love this Guardian rank skill, Groundbreaker, so make sure that you get that as quick as you can. Next up is Dead Man Walking. While not moving in Fight for Your Life, your meter drains 50% more slowly. So for those of you guys who are in Fight for Your Life a lot, like Jolt's dude, this will keep you alive a little bit longer. So really cool little thing that they've added there. So I really love these new Guardian ranks. It's a nice little touch right there. Thank you very much, Gearbox, for that. Up next, we got some changes to Mayhem mode. They are adding Mayhem level damage scaling to melee, slide, and slam, and thank goodness. I know there are so many of us out there that really want to try an actual melee build, and up to this point, melee in Borderlands 3 has just been non-existent. And it's nice to see that like slam and slide damage are getting a little bit of love too, because, I mean, when was the last time you actually tried to use slide damage or slam damage on an enemy? Because it just tickled them previously. So it'll be interesting to see how much that increases by. They're also adding Mayhem level skill damage scaling. So let's say, for example, that you're Zane and you send out your drone, and normally your drone just flies around tickling enemies a little bit here and there, and maybe, you know, procking some of your other skills. Well, guess what? The drone will actually kill stuff now. And that's a nice change. Flax pets, guess what? They will kill stuff now. What? What year is it? I know. But it's going to be amazing. It'll actually allow people to do a lot more variety with their builds than what we've been stuck with. So another really good change right there. They're also adding Mayhem level vehicle damage scaling. So that's a nice change as well. I don't know how many of you guys have ever done this, but you hop into a car or you steal a car from a bandit and they just blow the car up before you even drive, like, you know, a meter. So it's really nice that they're fixing that as well. They're also updating several passive skills to properly respect Mayhem level damage. And what they say here is the damage sources now scale their damage according to the level of Mayhem you are in. Each type of damage is scaled uniquely to account for how different skills and gear interact with the different types of damage. They also say to accommodate this scaling, a few passive skills were updated to use a new form of damage that prevents them from scaling inappropriately. In addition to that, they are adding skill damage as a rollable stat on class mods. So this is a really nice change. I don't know if you really understand what this means, but say you roll a class mod and normally it'd have like mag size and like assault rifle damage. Well, it can also now roll with action skill damage, which will give you even more damage out of your action skill, obviously. They're also adding Mayhem levels to grenades, which is an awesome change. I know that's a big one for MOZE mains. They're also enabling all sources of loot to spawn Mayhem level gear. Mayhem gear can now be acquired from all sources of loot in the game, they say. vending machines, chests, mail, mission rewards, heavy emphasis on that one, and loot enemies all have a chance to award mayhem level weapons and grenades. Huge change. Now here's one that Amara mains are probably going to be like, uh-oh. They're changing the damage source for Remnant. They're also changing the damage source for Short Fuse, Indiscriminate, Do Unto Others, and Ties That Bind to address that they double dip and scale inappropriately at higher mayhem levels. I see Short Fuse in there, and I've been playing a lot of MOZE this week, and I'm kind of worried about this one. So I don't know how much change, or you know, this might be actually, it might be a positive change for Short Fuse because MOZE was in kind of a rough spot there for a while. So I guess I'm just gonna reserve judgment, wait and see, and that's what we should generally do when it comes to these things. And I know a lot of times there'll be like a nerf, like the Chaosin, for example, and everybody just instantly jumps to the conclusion that it has been just completely destroyed and it's not going to work, when in fact the Chaosin is actually still really good. So I want to wait and see what these changes do. Now Remnant is that skill for Amara that after you kill an enemy, like a ball comes out and it hits enemies, and it does, like, let's be honest, it does a stupid amount of damage. So I understand that they want to fix that. It'll just be interesting to see how much they fix it by. So they say, as a result of this change, players will notice that Ties That Bind will not scale properly with action skill damage. They say that this is a temporary fix that will be addressed in a future update. I don't really know what to make of that. Ties That Bind is my main Amara build, so I guess we'll wait and see how it goes. They've also added the ability for Digiclone and Iron Bear to support damage scaling. Hopefully this means that your Digiclone will actually do some work and that your Iron Bear will actually do some work now, because there for the longest time, the only reason we ever even summoned Iron Bear was just to proc our action skill end anointments. So it'll be nice to actually hop into Iron Bear and shoot some stuff for a change. Now, in addition to the patch, there's also a hotfix. Now, I know people will be like, why is there two different things? Well, hotfix is something that's just kind of like applied when you load into the game. Patch is something that's like, boom, it's now part of the game. Hotfix requires you to wait at the main menu for the sign to appear that says hotfix is applied, so please God do that. Melee and action skill damage are being further increased via this hotfix, so if you don't let that hotfix apply, you're not going to get better melee and better action skill damage, so make sure you let that sign appear behind you. All right, now in addition to that, they're doing some more weapon adjustments, and everything is positive this time. There's no nerfs, okay, everybody? They are increasing the damage on pistols across all manufacturers. Every single manufacturer of pistol is getting a buff. So maybe it's time to dust off those infinity pistols? Probably not. They're also increasing the damage on TDR SMGs. Check them out, see how they perform now. They're increasing the damage on COV, Dahl, and Jacob's assault rifles. So good news for all those people that love the Chaos. It's a fun gun. There's also the Warlord if you're a MOZE main. Jacob's assault rifles, there's quite a few good ones of those as well. They're also increasing the damage on Hyperion, Malawan, and Jacob's shotguns. So another big buff here coming. Now, Jacob's shotguns, if you've been playing Flak and you did like a Stagecoach, you'll notice that the Stagecoach was underperforming at Mayhem 10, so it's good to see that they have addressed that as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I cannot wait to start playing this DLC. If you want to, you can come watch me play it live today over at twitch.tv/killer6 if you're watching this on June 25th, that is. And there should be a link down in the description below if you just want to click on that and head on over and watch me stream. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you could, hit that like button, hit subscribe for more, tap the bell icon to be notified when I post a new video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Y'all have a great day.